Hello everybody, my name is Nemo and welcome back to another episode of Win or Swap. Today we're going to be playing Sliver Hive, so let's go over the deck build real quick. So we've got all the Terramorphic expenses in there just because it's a free color deck and we need all the land cycling basically that we can get, so they help out. We are running 25 lands. If you look at the mana curve, we've got quite a bit of 5 drops and we've got a few 6 drops here in the Megantic Slivers, which, although they are quite expensive, they are very powerful and can definitely help this deck, and they are just needed in certain situations to be able to still win a game. This isn't the best deck ever. It certainly is one of the worst decks actually in this game and in the current meta, so I don't expect us to do very well with it, but you never know. It's a luck-based thing, this win or swap, so you never know. We could add some mana ramp as well. I opted out of doing that. I think this deck works well when it's trying to be aggressive, simply because the cards in it aren't that great, and we do rely a lot on the different synergies between the different slivers to actually get us there. And if our opponent just draws a removal spell after removal spell, it's going to be difficult for us to get there anyway. So the less time we give them to draw those removal spells, the better off this deck stands to be, I feel. So the best course of action with this deck is to just be able to play a land each turn and play a creature each turn as well. And maybe a cheap removal spell or something. And keep on applying pressure so that we can get there before our opponent draws that critical removal spell to take out one of our very important slivers. And that's basically how we're going to be playing this. So I'll see you guys in the game. Alright, so we're in the game playing against Cthulhu, and we've got a one-lander, which isn't even the right color of land. So we're not going to take this hand. This one has a lot of land in it. I do have a Blur Sliver and a Battle Sliver. Not a huge fan of this hand. We've got all the colors though, and we don't have a removal spell to go along with it. I'm going to draw a new hand. We've got all 3 of a color. This one seems better. This is one of our bombs actually, so this could get pretty good with the mirror entity there. And in comparison with the previous hand, we've got 2 creatures. One of them is a threat, the other one is something that gives all our dudes haste, but this time we also have somewhat of a removal spell to go along with them. Obviously, Shock doesn't kill anything big if he happens to get it out. The choice here is whether or not to kill that 1/1 before he draws something big, but the odds are he already has it in hand. And if he doesn't have it in hand, I don't know, maybe I just want to play the Predator Sliver here and get to work. I think I'm going to do that. Hopefully, whatever his bomb is, it's not going to be too big. Because the thing is, I could shock this guy, but he could in response just discard something and still get to work, you know. So, our hope is just that whatever he has is not that big, or he doesn't have anything. But it does seem like he has something to discard, and it's going to be a Rexiol, the Risen Deep, which is quite a card. Look at this thing. 5/8, Island Walk, Swamp Walk, we could be in trouble here. Yeah, I'd much rather have another removal spell other than Shock at this point to deal with Rexiol. So Rexiol is going to be able to exile. No. Okay, he can cast instant or sorcery cards from my graveyard without paying its mana cost. Okay. That's what it does. Just a quick check there. So if I play the mirror entity next turn, I'll be able to pump it for 5 and have 5/5s, which, you know, might stop him from attacking because I could deal him quite a bit of damage the next turn. So I'll play the mirror entity. Odds are he's got a removal spell, but then again, I'm in kind of dire straits here, and I need to be kind of quick as well. So this might stop him from attacking with his Rexiol, since I can then smack back in for 10 damage. Well, there's no instant sorcery in my graveyard. I'm going to take the damage here. And he's going to pass the turn. Well, so if I play this guy, and then trigger this for 2. I still get to attack him for 2 plus 2, 4 with my guy, so that's almost as much as 5 with this guy. So I may as well just play a predatory sliver. Sure, let's do that. And then let's attack. And assume that he counters, that he Doomblades my mirror entity and maybe blocks this dude. He doesn't block. Well, I'm going to trigger this for 2. And no removal spell. Okay, well, that could be pretty good. He's just going to accumulate knowledge. Alright. Yeah, in that case, I mean, he's at 12, I'm at 14. In that case, he shouldn't have attacked, if that was his plan. Mirror entity can be a lot more threatening than it would appear. So Tidespout Tyrant is quite a threat as well. Exhume. Well, now we can start bouncing my creatures. That's pretty threatening. I do have Blur Sliver. That might help. And I can shock this guy in case it wants to chump block me. Okay, well, he's staying back. That's actually pretty bad for us. So I can trigger this for 5. Yeah, that'll make my guy 7/7s. I could also trigger it for 4, in which case there's 6/6s, which is also big enough. So let's do that actually. Let's just attack here, see what he does. Alright. So get to hit him for 6. Kill his Putrid Imp and not lose one of our creatures. But now he gets to Tidespout Tyrant us. Presumably he has 2 spells he can play, maybe just 1. Well, Sift, I guess that's decent. It gets to get rid of our mirror entity, and now he has 2 blockers for our dudes. Obviously I get to play Blur Sliver, which if it does get in for 4 damage, then I can shock him. Maybe I should shock him now, since I only have 1 mountain. Yeah, that's probably the right idea. I'm not guaranteed to draw another mountain, so it speeds it up a bit. Now he does know that he has to block the Blur Sliver though, which is bad. Well, we drew a land. That means I can trigger this for 3, and 3 plus 2 is 5, which isn't big enough quite yet. I can play both of them, however. Oh, that's good enough. Yeah, sure, we'll play both of them and then we win. Right. Alright, there we go. That works. That sure works. And then we just attack with all 4 of them. Well, it was a scary game, but we got there. And yeah, I mean, if my Sliver deck was built around ramp, then I would certainly not have been able to do this. The only reason we got there is because I was able to drop a creature basically every turn. And that's the idea here. So, see you guys in the next game. Alright, we are back, and we've got a mountain and a Terramorphic Expanse. We have Striking Sliver, we can play those. We can probably play the Path, because I'm getting a Plains with this, and then we need some lands to be able to play these. I don't think it's a terrible hand. Yeah, sure, I'll keep it, mostly because I've got a removal spell here. Just holding 1 removal spell means I can get by a lot of really crazy stuff that some decks can throw at me. It makes me feel a lot safer than if I wasn't holding a removal spell, and now I got 2 removal spells here. So that's pretty good. Obviously, if I don't have to, I'd rather not play these early on in the game. And I might actually have wanted to drop the mountain, because then I could have just striking sliver. That probably would have been much better than getting that plains right now. And that may have given me another turn to see if I really needed the plains as well. So, yeah, not the best play on my part. I would have been able to drop my second striking sliver now. But oh well, that didn't happen. At least, we didn't get screwed in the way of us drawing a plains here and being like, well, I should have gotten a forest with my Terramorphic Expanse, so... because otherwise I would have done it this turn anyways. Or my previous turn, because it's now his turn. He's got a lot of walls here, and that is a problem for the Sliver deck. Yeah. Let's play our other striking Sliver. This is gonna take a while to get by his defenses, and he's got a pretty good deck, so... odds are we're not gonna make it, but I don't know. Maybe we simply have to exile one of those. I don't really want to give him land. But on the other hand, I mean... how am I gonna get by those walls if I don't do anything? Well, it's only 1 damage a turn, basically, that I'm getting out of pathing his dude. This is pretty bad. Alright, we're not doing anything apparently. And that is just tremendous. Alright, go. Problem is also, I don't have... I can't path the Exile Sigil of the Empty Throne or something. I can't path that, however. And I guess at this point he's got 4 or 5 lands, so I may as well. I may as well also perhaps path one of my striking slivers. If I don't immediately draw land now, because I do really desperately need land. I don't really need those striking slivers, so... yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do this turn. Unless he drops something else that I absolutely need to deal with. Well, let's get a land here. Because even if I draw a land next turn, 1 land isn't gonna do enough. So, we did draw a land, as it happens. Let's play Survival of the Fittest. I think I'm gonna need that card. And then next turn I can use its ability and play a Blur Sliver. And I'm gonna change this Steel Form Sliver into something else that is going to be more useful to me. Yeah. I'm thinking Predatory Sliver here. Alright. So we drop the Blur Sliver here first. And now we still got a land. I guess I don't really need to tutor anything, because I kind of like this Thorncaster Sliver here. Although I may want to get the other 5-cost guy, actually. I don't know. What is most useful against him? Well, that... I'm actually okay with that. I can shock that and kind of get some card advantage here. Well, not really. It's a free-for-free trade, I suppose. Let's get a mountain, and do I want to use this right now? No. Okay, I think the slivers in my hand are good, as they are. So, We may as well attack here. And just see what he does. Block like so. Alright. So, in that case, we just chuck the False Prophet. And play out some other creatures, because I need to get by that anyways. And I guess we dropped Forecaster to be conservative with our mana. But now we have 6 mana, so I guess I can start exchanging the Predatory Sliver for one of the 6 mana dudes that give us +3/+3 instead of +1/+1. Maybe if I draw another land, I can immediately play it as well. Well, let's see what Jiran has to say about this. Another Wall of Blossoms. I'm walling us off here. Certainly walling us off. I guess the big guys can certainly help in this situation. He still has 4 cards in hand. I assume he's got some removal. There's a Journey to Nowhere, taking out my Forecaster. Well, better than him taking out a 6-cost guy, but it does draw him a card since he has the Argothian Enchantress, and now he's basically digging through his deck. Looks like he drew another Argothian Enchantress, otherwise he would have played that before playing the Journey to Nowhere. One can only imagine. So yeah, there's only one logical step at this point, which is to ditch this dude and get one of our 6-cost guys instead. There we go. So now we just try and overwhelm him with those. And that's one of them gone. And he draws 2 cards out of it, so good deal for him. I don't think Survival of the Fittest is really strong enough to combat this kind of card draw, but we can see what ends up happening here. There's a Yavimaya Enchantress, which I guess I'm gonna have to Faith Feathers. Hopefully he plays like Gigantiform on it, I suppose. Yeah, he gets to draw 2 more cards off that, and it's another card draw engine on his side. Yeah, so he's gonna be going through his deck pretty quickly. He's still holding more cards than I am. He must have been running more than 60 cards. Well, that's decent. But not good enough, I don't think, so. I'm still at 20. I don't need to Faith Feathers right now, so I'm just gonna drop another Megantic Sliver here, I think. Once I'm out of those, I can get the other guy, the Shapeshift dude. He's a little less good, but he kind of does the same thing. And these two will still be around, as long as you play something like Pacifisms on them rather than Journey to Nowhere. They'll still be around for their effect. Well, I guess I spoke too soon, because there's another Journey to Nowhere. But this dude will still be pumping up my other guys. I mean, I do need to draw creatures basically every turn. And now play some more on that thing, so now it's going to be worth it to Face Feather it. So I'm at 7 land. I mean, if I draw Mirror Entity, then I can play it and play the Face Feathers, but I'm probably going to draw another dude and have to tutor it, so that's going to take another turn. Unless I draw a land, in which case I don't draw a creature, so there's a thing, right? And this is going to get him Sigil of the Empty Throne. So I don't know, like, there doesn't seem to be a good way of winning this still. We can go out fighting, but yeah, looks like the Sliver deck is going to lose after just one win. I mean, that's what you get for playing Slivers. It is pretty unfortunate for this deck, but there's not really nothing I can do about this situation, I don't think. I mean, like I said, I can try to do my best. But that's it. Well, this does take care of the Rancor, I suppose, and gain me some life. And I drew land instead of a dude, so... Yep. No surprise there. Obviously, you get Sigil of the Empty Throne, because that is his win condition. And it is also one that I don't have any removal for in this deck, so... Whatsoever. Like, Face Feathers doesn't do anything about it, because it's not an activated ability. It's an ability that triggers. It's a triggered ability. And I also don't think we can mill him or anything. We can't really get him to not have enough. I don't think we can survive long enough for him to run out of cards in the deck. So. And he's actually going to journey this as well. So I think there's only 3 journeys in the deck, so that does mean he's used all his journeys, I suppose. Yep. Sure. Yeah, I'm dead next turn by the Flyers alone. Just discard something, it doesn't matter. Wow, this game is actually taking quite long for this much of a beating that I'm getting. I suppose we haven't been playing too fast. Well, this is the best I can do, and it's not good enough. There, you don't get to gain life. Well, unfortunate for the Sliver deck, but can't do much better than this. Pretty terrible matchup once that deck starts going. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, so... GG. And sad as it is for Sliver Hive, we have to move on. Next time we will not be playing Dodge and Burn, we'll be playing Lords of Darkness instead. So, hope you guys enjoyed. As tragic as it was for Sliver Hive, I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. My name is Nemo. My name will still be Nemo next time, and I'll see you then. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.